Now let's take a look at adding a group in Active Directory. So we'll start off from the desktop. We'll click on Start, go to Administrative Tools, and then pull up to Active Directory Users and Computers. Once this opens, you will notice we can expand our domain, and we can create groups either in organizational units or just out in the domain. Now I'll just create some out in the domain. So if I left click on the domain and highlight it, and then I right click, come down and choose New Group, you'll notice the group wizard dialog box pops up, whatever you want to call it. It's going to ask me for the group name. Well, I will call it Sales. Now notice it's asking me about the group scope and type. Is this going to be a domain local group, a global group, or a universal group? I simply choose which one I would like. I'll do a global group. And do I want it to be security or distribution? I want it to be security. Now let me show you something else that a lot of people you'll see people do is they will put a small g in front of global groups, or they will actually call it sales underscore global. And we'll just do sales underscore global. But they want to designate these so that you can look at them. I will simply click OK, and you will notice I now have the sales global group out there. Very easy to do. Now let's go back and create another one. Do a new group. So I right click on the domain, choose new, come to group. This time I'll do a domain local. Let's see, I will call this sales DL. And create it, and there you see it. Now, creating the groups is easy. Coming up with a plan on how to use your groups and who's going to create them and maintain them and so forth, that can be a little more difficult. So you need to think this whole thing through about what groups do we want, exactly how are we going to manage them, and so forth. Because really the better way to go is, let's say that we have sales information out there, and so we have a clients folder. Then probably what we want to do is go out and create, for example, a group, a domain local group. Say they're homed on this machine or in this domain, and I want to do a sales client read access domain local group, and I will create that, and then I will give that domain local group permissions to read, and then I would have a sales client full access or a sales client write access, and then I can start to drop my sales global groups into those based on who needs access. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. Just think it through, go out there and read some of the third-party books, but what I wanted you to show here is just how simple it is to create these groups. Piece of cake. It's a simple right click, choose new, and do the groups, choose the scope and type, and you've got it.